Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into something that sounds almost like science fiction, but it's backed by some pretty incredible research. We're going to explore the powerful and honestly surprising link between sitting in a sauna and the health of your brain.
So let's just ask the big question right up front. Can sitting in a hot room actually protect your brain? I mean, it sounds a little too simple, right? Can an ancient tradition really help shield us from things like dementia and Alzheimer's? Well, a ton of new evidence is pointing to yes, and the science behind it is just fascinating.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we'll look at why a sauna is so much more than just a spot to chill out. Then we'll get into the wild idea that it's like a workout without moving. After that, the main event, that incredible brain-sauna connection. We'll break down how it might work and then wrap it all up with a routine based right on the science.
You know, when most of us hear the word sauna, we think of relaxation, steam, maybe a nice spa day. And look, that's all true. But it turns out that is barely scratching the surface of what's really going on.
I mean, people have been using saunas for literally thousands of years, especially in Finland. But it's only now that modern science is really catching up and starting to ask, hey, what's actually happening to the body here? And what they're finding is that this ancient practice might just hold some major keys to preventing some of our most feared diseases today.
So how is this possible? How can just sitting there doing nothing lead to these huge health benefits? Well, the key is to shift how you think about it. Don't think of it as just relaxing. Think of it as giving your body a passive workout. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The lead researcher of the study we're looking at said it perfectly. The way your body responds to a sauna is incredibly similar to how it responds to moderate exercise. So yeah, your body is putting in the work, even when you're just sitting there sweating.
Let's just look at this side by side. It's kind of wild. In a sauna, your heart rate can jump up to 120, even 150 beats per minute. I mean, that's a serious cardio zone, just like you'd get from a brisk walk. Your heart is pumping more blood, your body's moving that blood around, your entire cardiovascular system is getting a really good workout.
Okay, so a sauna acts like a workout. We got it. But how on earth does that translate to protecting your brain? This right here is the most incredible part of the whole story, and it's backed by some truly jaw-dropping research. The big evidence comes from this massive study. Researchers followed over 2,000 men for more than 20 years, tracking their sauna habits and what happened to their health. This wasn't some quick experiment. This was a deep, long-term look at a lifelong habit. And what they found? It was absolutely astonishing. Get ready for this. The men who used a sauna 4 to 7 times a week had a 66% lower risk of being diagnosed with dementia compared to the guys who only went once a week. Let that just sink in. 66%. That isn't a small change. That's a game changer. And they weren't done. When they looked at Alzheimer's disease specifically, the most common type of dementia, that same group of frequent saunagoers had a 65% lower risk. These numbers are just wow. They're potentially life-altering.
Now, for anyone who likes to see the raw data, this chart is for you. The number to look at is the risk ratio. A ratio of 0.34 basically means the risk for the frequent sauna users was only about 1/3 of the risk for the infrequent users. It's a powerful, statistically solid finding.
So we've seen the what, this huge drop in dementia risk. Now for the really cool part, the how. What is actually going on inside our bodies that could explain this amazing protective shield for our brains?
It seems a little weird, doesn't it? We're always told that stress is bad, but there's this cool biological idea that a little bit of a good stress, like heat or exercise, can actually trigger your body to become stronger and more resilient. And that seems to be exactly what's happening here.
So think of it like a positive domino effect. The heat stresses your body out in a good way. That kicks off that cardiovascular workout we talked about, which improves blood flow and can lower your blood pressure. And over time, that process helps fight two of the biggest bad guys when it comes to brain aging, inflammation and cell damage. So by keeping your entire circulatory system in top shape, you're making sure your brain gets all the good stuff it needs to stay healthy.
Okay, this is all fantastic information. But what do we do with it? How do we take this amazing research and turn it into something we can actually do? Well, let's just look at what the guys with the lowest risk were doing.
And if there's one word to remember, it's this one: consistent. This was not a fad for them. It wasn't a health kick they tried for a month. These incredible benefits showed up for the men who made sauna bathing a regular, frequent, long-term part of their lives.
So what was the routine? It's surprisingly straightforward. They went 4 to 7 times a week. The temperature was pretty hot, at least 176 degrees Fahrenheit, and the sessions themselves were actually quite short, just 5 to 20 minutes. But the real secret sauce seems to be doing that over and over again for years.
It really makes you wonder, though, doesn't it? As we get more scientifically advanced, we keep discovering this profound wisdom that's been hiding in plain sight in ancient traditions. It just leaves you with this big question. What other secrets to a long, healthy life are just waiting for us to rediscover? Thanks so much for